people in.
Webinar is starting now.
Thank you, Frank. Good morning, everybody. We're just going to start in a couple of minutes. Welcome. Welcome to the 2026 Multi-Lab Safety Week. We'll just give it another minute. People are just joining in, a minute or two. So it's 9:31. We would like to start our kickoff meeting for the 2026 Multi-Lab Safety Week. Thank you, everybody, to the organizing committee for preparing this. We've been working on it for a few months now. And thank you for all the participants who are streaming in. It's great to know that there is interest in all the seminar topics and in this event. So I wanted to just give you a quick overview of the Safety Week at Berkeley Lab. We began this as a safety day in 2015, which evolved with multiple divisions participating at Berkeley Lab, and then we moved on since 2022 to multiple DOE labs joining this event. And this image here tells you how it has evolved over the years. And this has been a really great part of the culture here, that we have ongoing learning and education. We have housekeeping as the focus. We have cross-divisional safety walkarounds. And the big part that is very helpful for all the participating labs, it's an opportunity to learn and share best practices and build invaluable networks with colleagues and subject matter experts from participating national labs and collaborating institutions. So this has been a great event, and we have this annually. During June is when we've been starting to have this for the last couple of years, as June is also the National Safety Month. I wanted to just let you know that the speakers for today's, and I'm going to introduce Dr. Cameron Geddes. Cameron, could you please join the virtual podium? He's the director of the Accelerator Technology and Applied Physics Division here at Berkeley Lab. We will also have Mike Epps as our speaker, Brent Henderson, Martinio Sams, George. We will have Elroy, Cindy Paddy. And we have a lot of speakers here. And for this Safety Week, safety is an expectation for everyone. while there is emphasis during this week, it is an ongoing effort throughout the year. So Cameron, could you please kick off the meeting for us?
Great. Thanks, Asmita, and thanks to everyone for the organizational efforts to bring us here. I'm particularly excited that we have a joint kickoff this year. I think that's a really nice evolution. As Asmita said, this has been a process that's been evolving over several years, and I'm excited to be introducing this year's event. So this year, we have colleagues from 4 other national labs, Fermilab, Brookhaven, SLAC, and Argonne. Thank you very much for joining us. And then also participation from the Department of Energy Accelerator Safety Workshop. And I'm very happy to have Mike Epps here with us, and I'll introduce him further in a moment. And this is really, I think, an exciting event for us and a good focus for us in the year as we strive to sustain a culture that promotes safety and works on it throughout the year. And you can see at the right a picture of an example of the impact of this. You know, we all go through our work every day. We consider safety every day, but it takes a yearly focus to really look at our workspaces thoroughly, take a little break, take a step back, get an external perspective, and that always is beneficial. So I'm really happy that we're doing this, and thank you to everyone who's participated in the organization. Let's go to the next slide. And so really, our reason for doing this is that safety is an integral part of our work, in particular in experiments, but also in all daily work. Of course, most of our injuries occur from very routine things, ergonomics, and parts of our routine daily work that apply not just to experiments, but to all the work that we do. And so the point here is that we, year-round, we do the ISM loop, we define our work, we analyze it, we develop and implement controls, we perform that work, and then do feedback to improve it. And this week we take a little break as a reset to raise our awareness and, as I said, take that step back and focus for a week and really think about safety as a focus, as a complement to that year-round process. It's also an opportunity to learn from others and share best practices with our partner labs and our collaborating institutions. That's part of the seminars that you'll hear. It's part of the walkthroughs, getting a perspective from people outside your program. And all of that is part of the reason that we do this. So let's go to the next slide. So for this year, we'll have 3 focus areas, and those include housekeeping, which is what I touched on before. It's always a good thing to take a yearly look at our workspace, clean up, organize, review work practices, think about what's there that we don't need, think about what are ways to better organize what we do need and make our work more efficient and productive. Going along with that, please take the time to complete training that either is overdue or is coming up so that you're up to date. And of course, also review your on-the-job training and work planning and control activities. And then lastly, but very importantly, and today is the first example, we'll have seminars and a safety fair throughout the week and address topics across our work areas, including laser safety, safety and the use of AI, which is really a rising topic, effects on accelerator components, project management, and then a safety fair on how we respond in emergencies. So I'm really looking forward to this week with you all, and thank you everyone who's participated in organizing it, and thank you to everyone who's participating. Let's go on to the next. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce Mike Epps. He's the Dewey Accelerator Safety Program Manager, and I'm very happy to have him with us today. Mike, thank you for joining us. Mike has BS in physics from Norfolk State, and he's a graduate also of the Federal Executive Institute. He's a certified level 3 project director and Federal Acquisition Institute management professional. He's a Marine Corps veteran with more than 30 years of experience working with particle accelerators, and also responsible for oversight of Jefferson Labs complex and serving as the project director federally for the 12 GeV upgrade project. He's also the lead of the Accelerator Safety Workshop, and as Accelerator Safety Program Manager, he's been primarily responsible for the Accelerator Safety Program and directives. And so I'm very happy to have him here with us to give us his perspective on the Dewey Accelerator Safety Community of Practice and on accelerator safety. Thank you, Mike. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Cameron. Thank you. Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Thank you.
And
Yes,
Yes,
I
you're
want
clear.
yes, we can. Yes.
Okay, I'm sharing the screen now. Hopefully you can see that as well.
It's still coming now. It's clear.
Okay, perfect. All right, with that said, we'll get started. Again, thank you very much for allowing myself and our community to participate and contribute. We really appreciate it. And that said, good morning, everyone. Today, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. If you're here on the East Coast like me, perhaps an early good afternoon. Today, I'm going to walk us through the history of the Department of Energy's Accelerator Safety Workshop, how we started it, why it exists, and how it shaped the safety culture across DOE, and in particular where we have DOE operating accelerators. As a quick outline, we'll talk about accelerators and how they're used. We'll give some history and historical perspective to the birth and evolution of our own Accelerator Safety Workshop. We'll talk about our Accelerator Safety Community of Practice, and it's a very critical piece. And frontiers, what we see coming next. And what's really important about this gathering here is what we have in common, what our two organizations have in common, and kind of what we can do moving forward to try to build on that. So everyone here, the benefit of everyone here being from a laboratory that has an accelerator, has an operating accelerator, there's familiarity, but just a little bit of brief history, right? It's a machine, it's a device we use to accelerate charged particles, mostly protons and electrons, to very high speeds, give them high energy, with really controlled beam properties, right? And you can go all the way back into the late 1800s and find some of the earliest accelerators on record in cathode ray tubes, right? Two shapes and types for us: linear accelerators, they move particles and accelerate in the straight portion, and circular. Depending on which laboratory you're from, you would have familiarity with one or the other. The circular includes, of course, our light sources that give us our photons. The thing that plays into everything for us with accelerators is that there's a great range of size and scale, depending on what your intended purpose is. You can have something as small as a desktop device, or even a handheld accelerator, all the way up to the LHC in Europe, 17 miles around. And there's a proposal on the table for them to build an even larger accelerator in the future. So one thing that's key for us to satisfy the definition of an accelerator for DOE purposes, it does have to be capable of creating a radiological area as defined by 10 CFR 835. And as far as applicability of the Accelerator Safety Order, it operates above 10 MeV. So as far as uses and applications, right, there's everything. Everyone here is aware that we do discovery level science with our accelerators. Everything from subatomic structure and the origin of the universe to environmental cleanup, industrial security. There are numerous medical applications, radioisotopes for diagnostic and treatment purposes. Accelerators are used in national security, airport passenger screening, cargo inspection. We use them in stockpile stewardship activities as well. And then on the consumer side, there are literally hundreds of uses. Surface treatment, medical sterilization, food irradiation, artificial hardening of plastics and materials. So the list goes on and on. Some of the more known, recent and larger scientific discoveries that have been enabled by accelerator instruments include work on the COVID drug intervention, fusion reactor stabilization, a big thing for us, and of course the Higgs boson discovery. The Office of Science manages well over 40 accelerators at 8 different national laboratories and 1 university site, Michigan State. The facility for rare isotope beams is operated as a DOE user facility, and we'll talk a little bit more about user facilities too, as a part of the Office of Nuclear Physics. NNSA manages an additional 11 accelerators across 4 of their national laboratories. Many of them have upgrades in progress, either new construction or upgrades, and we'll move our 8 in science to 9 in the near future. Pacific Northwest is currently standing up an accelerator safety program in preparation for their future needs. Many of you have seen a map similar to this. It kind of just gives a layout of the land of where we are as far as user facilities are concerned. You'll see within the list on the right that many of those facilities are the ones that are accelerators that operate at your respective laboratories. All right. This is another view, but the key here is the number of facilities, 28 unique user facilities, and for 2025, actually over 40,000 users, right, in the given year. So we do lots of science at our user facilities. And what's really key for us in our community is that almost half, of the S users in SC, of those that have 40,000 plus users from last year, perform their research at one of 15 accelerator-based facilities. So out of our 28 user facilities, more than half of them are accelerator-based, right? The science of accelerator technology is really the foundation for these facilities and of a large chunk of the work that is produced by the Office of Science. The history of our Accelerator Safety Workshop is actually really linked to the evolution of the Accelerator Safety Order. So again, lots of accelerators, lots of different facilities, really high profile work. How do we manage it all, right? So we point to our Accelerator Safety Order, and that leads us down a path that discusses how our workshop came about. So the historical framework for accelerator regulation, before the 90s, accelerator facilities didn't really have their own dedicated safety framework. They were instead regulated under DOE's then nuclear safety orders. While the requirements were there to protect against radiological hazards, they didn't always match the operational realities of accelerator science and accelerator sort of work, R&D, production. In early 1990s, sort of 91, 92 timeframe, there was a group of tiger teams. And if you've been around long enough, you know that term, that phrase, very aggressive, very critical eye laid on any number of activities and operations around the complex. And they found fundamental inconsistencies in how we were managing our accelerators, how we were pursuing accelerator safety. And the bottom line was that those findings made it clear that accelerators needed their own dedicated safety framework. We weren't really using the best approach. In response to these tiger teams and the information reports that came out, DOE and its group of contractors held a workshop in 1991 to begin developing accelerator-specific safety requirements. They used SLAC's internal accelerator safety guide as a starting point. And I think what's really important here is that it from the very beginning, it was a collaborative development effort. That workshop laid the groundwork for the first accelerator-specific DOE safety order, published in 1992. It laid out principles for what was designed to be an effective accelerator safety program, right? Focusing on hazards associated with accelerator operations. It was the first time we actually had a definition for what an accelerator would be, which was critical for applicability. And it introduced the four really sort of grounding principles within the accelerator safety program: readiness reviews, safety assessment documents, accelerator safety envelopes, and an unreviewed safety issue process. This is also where the graded approach was first introduced because, again, we talked a few slides back about the range of accelerators from in size and in energy, so hazards can scale in that way. So that large sort of footprint that accelerators occupy dictated that we be able to grade requirements appropriately. The Accelerator Safety Order was revised multiple times between sort of 1998 and 2022, resulting in our current version, which is DOE Order 420.2D. As accelerator safety practices matured, the need for reoccurring forum became clear. An Accelerator Safety Workshop emerged as a way for DOE labs to share experiences, much like this group, right? Compare approaches, build consistency across the complex, and the technical standard that you see here, 6004, it's one thing noteworthy here is that it laid the groundwork for the rescission of the metals moratorium and suspension that happened in 2025. That was a restriction that had been in place for over 20 years. So what is the Accelerator Safety Workshop, right? What have we become? Again, it's our annual forum for DOE's accelerator community to get together. It brings together not just our accelerator safety professionals, but engineers and operators and researchers from across the complex, as well as an increasingly larger number of international partners. You know, we communicate and we trade information and ideas with our folks in other countries who also manage and run particle accelerators. Again, we do it annually, and the audience is ever broadening, right? One of the keys is that it's an open environment. So our presentations, we have informal roundtable discussions, we have had breakout sessions, and it's really about that peer-to-peer feedback that helps you figure out sort of what's the latest thing that's going on, what's the newest issue, and how are other folks, like-minded folks, what is their approach to solving that? The operational experience we gained during over the years proved the need for a cross-lab consistency of approach, right? There's an inherent amount of consistency that's necessary, even with the flexibility that is required for multiple types of accelerators across multiple laboratories. 2006 at Oak Ridge National Laboratory is considered to be our first workshop because from that date on, we have had one annually. And the Accelerator Safety Workshop really provides the anchor for the entire DOE Accelerator Safety Program. So we talked about the things that came out of the foundational things that came out of the original Accelerator Safety Order. And the early workshops focused on refining these, what we call foundational safety pillars. They help translate regulatory requirements into field level practices, because in the end, that was what was most important. We can state the regulation at a high level, but how do we actually put it into effect at the working level, right? Sort of the boots on the ground level, and in between, making sure that there was a proper handshake. This is what the workshop allowed us to do. It allowed us to refine these pillars and really make sure that they were being applied appropriately in the field. Where we were and how we did it, the workshop moved around from one laboratory to the next over the years because it gave each laboratory an opportunity to sort of be the focal point and bring others in, like-minded folks. And this excellence through collaboration is what we like to sort of refer to it as. And it gives you that diverse skill set and diverse resources and perspectives to really try to achieve breakthroughs you couldn't have if you were running isolated or alone. Over the years, the workshop has covered a wide range of topics, everything from hazard analysis and configuration management to readiness for operations, training and procedures, software QA, succession planning, emerging, and of course, our emerging technologies, right? Any and everything that goes with managing and operating and maintaining a large and complicated accelerator device, right? While the themes evolve through the years, right? Through lessons learned and operating experience gained, the goal always remained the collective improvement of our safety and reliability, right, across the DOE complex. One thing to note is that in 2020 and 2021, we moved to a fully virtual workshop to accommodate COVID. Since that point, we have had a mix of both in-person and virtual attendance, with 2025 also being fully virtual based on budgetary constraints. Now, I'll shift real quick and talk about our accelerator safety community of practice, because this is really the key to our success, right? Much like the individuals that come here for multi-lab safety week, that's where it really starts, right? The members of our community of practice are the ones who take the regulations and the requirements and they develop the tools, create the processes, and they enact the protocols and enable the science mission. That's really, they're the ones that make this work, right? It's a diverse group, right? Dedicated to sharing and promoting best practices. And it all started with the development of the order and the associated accelerator safety guide and the tech standard we talked about earlier. In addition to our annual workshop, this pool of resources is available throughout the year for accelerator readiness reviews, accelerator safety program or project reviews, documentation, and any number of items where you might need support from the community. And after 22 years of having our annual workshops, the community is strong and vibrant and really growing. And what we've seen of late is a large influx of sort of younger folks that are coming in that can carry the mantle forward. And that's really what you need if you want to have a successful organization moving forward. The attendance and the workshop continues to demonstrate that there's a strong commitment from all of our laboratories and DOE management as well. We have over 200 folks on our monthly call list. I am hoping that number goes up because we are going to certainly extend that invitation to people here who, like many of the people in our community, wear multiple hats when it comes to safety. We also sponsor a monthly management of decommissioned waste call. That's led by Patrick Bragg out of INL, and it really was born out of the effort to develop the original standard that dealt with how to deal with activated waste from accelerator sites. Again, just another sidebar from our accelerator safety community that folks here may have interest in and would be welcome to join. As of 2015, we have Fusion now as a part of the accelerator safety community, right? This includes the NXTXU accelerator fusion device at Princeton Laboratory. And our international involvement we talked about earlier has really, really grown sort of from year to year. We have colleagues that contribute not just via attendance, but they actually come, give presentations, take part in our discussions. When we talk about, sort of the approaches, how they're similar, how they're different, a lot of the issues that have to be worked out, those things don't change because you move from one country to the next, right? They manage their accelerators in many ways. We live and work through the same issues together. We learn from them as much as they learn from us. It's been a very good addition to our accelerator community of practice. So the workshop has had to evolve over the years, again, and I think it mirrors very much how the Multi-Lab Safety Week has evolved over the years based on the feedback that has come from the field. What are we actually doing? How are we doing it? And what have we learned from it, right? So our accelerators are broadening their applications, right? Moving off into different focus areas. And of course, we want to make sure that we have our ISM principles fully integrated into the way we do our workforce planning. The hazard analysis is another area that has really sort of evolved, right? Just moving from looking at just the radiological concerns into all of the other associated things that can either be accelerator specific or contributors to an accelerator hazard as we grow and evolve our application and mission for our different types of devices. Moving from analog to digital, right? That's another piece. And then the clearance of material, again, we talked about having a totally separate group within our larger group that focuses on things like that. It takes into account not only how we deal with material, but life cycle costs associated with accelerators and post-operational use. The driver here is that a modern particle accelerator, as you will, is not just a rigid single-use instrument. Right? This was one of the things that kind of helped us dovetail out of the sort of the nuclear safety approach. It's a dynamic and modular engine of discovery. Right? The architecture, fundamentally, is reconfigurable. It's discrete, highly specialized components that can be replaced. They can be upgraded. They can be adjusted. They can be changed. And that modularity, right? It gives us an unparalleled scientific flexibility. That's inherent adaptability. It enables a single sort of accelerator to rapidly pivot its research focus. A machine that was originally designed for fundamental high energy physics can be reconfigured to support material science or high resolution biological imaging or isotope production. And for safety professionals such as us, this modular flexibility, it's a real triumph, right, of engineering, but it's also a really unique challenge because the machine is constantly evolving to meet whatever the new scientific frontier is. So robust framework, safety framework, like our USI process for unreviewed safety issues, they have to be equally dynamic if we want to be able to evaluate and authorize continuous physical reconfigurations and continuously move the mission forward. So if we look at what's coming next, right, just some of the many frontiers for accelerators, and so for accelerator safety, right? Model-based system engineering, right? Again, we talked about the transition from analog to digital and advanced computing. And this goes beyond just the high-powered computing piece you might use for beam simulations or detector design. But also, I know that in the agenda this week here at the Multi-Lab Safety Week, there's talk about how to use AI and in training and onboarding and all other sorts of things. And we're going to have to look at how we're going to integrate that into our accelerator safety footprint moving forward, right? So then that brings us to what is really, sort of the critical piece here, right? Which is what are our shared goals, right? On the left side, you'll see how the Accelerator Safety Workshop originally started as, a group, a gathering to make sure that our governance and our policy, which was driven by the order, was formalized, and how we developed the pillars that were necessary, the SADs and the ACEs, what was going to be the operational oversight and awareness model, and how we were going to have our reviews that would be rigorous and effective, such that we could have a self-governing model that was actually effective, right? We have a target audience that has always included both our feds and our contractors, but again, health physicists and facility directors and federal oversight teams and everybody involved in how a successful accelerator would be run. Here on the Multi-Lab Safety Week side, right? As I read sort of the information about how this group came together, right? We're talking about a grassroots safety culture tradition, right? Pioneered by LB&L, and they really took an all hands, all hazards approach, right? Events focused on practical field safety, cleanups, and peer-reviewed walkthroughs, and the inclusion of the emergency preparedness fair, I think, is a really neat thing. And it brings together, sort of changes from one year to the next, right? The experimental planning and mechanical safety from last year, onboarding, right? And the advent of AI this year. And the target audience, again, a little bit broader than we originally had in our Accelerator Safety Workshop, because it included subcontractors and students as well, right? And where do we get together, right? Where can we come together, right? If you can sort of use your imagination and see sort of a Venn diagram here, right? This really, ISM and human organizational performance are critical, right? At a high level, the safety basis that we develop for our accelerators, they're successfully executed via daily worker-owned planning habits that get championed here at the Multi-Lab Safety Week, right? Interlaboratory collaboration is critical for all, right? Accelerators operate at multiple laboratories. Safety is a piece of the work that we all do every day. So consolidating expertise in groups like ours and groups like yours, it really helps to eliminate isolated operations where you can waver off of the best practice path without an awareness that you're even off, because you don't have that interaction with the partner laboratories. Fusing policy, hazard analysis, feedback that loops into a unified mechanism to protect workers and the public and still enable high impact science. Okay. And then we look at the sort of human performance element of it. It's how we plan. It's a combination of how we plan and complete work safely and how we treat people and systems when you execute these same tasks. And together they represent the ultimate shared goal, I think, for both organizations. So the model for shared governance, right? This is the success of the workshop that we've had. It proves that peer-to-peer safety coordination promotes excellence in operations, right? I think we certainly have a history that shows that. And this transition that we've gone through, multiple versions of the order, demonstrates that a system that evolves based on feedback from the field actually works. And keeping our workers in the public and the environment safe, pushing the boundaries of discovery level science, that's what we're all about, right? Us and you. Neither of these events, right, either our annual workshop or your annual safety week, exists in a vacuum. We provide, sort of at the 30,000 foot level, the Accelerator Safety Workshop really looks at the structural shield of our engineered interlocks, shielding, federal authorizations, safety pillars, and the multi-lab safety week provides the human shield, right? Vigilance, the peer-to-peer accountability, back to basics communication. But underneath, we all share that same approach. These are all, common drivers for how we do work. And when we work together across the laboratories, then the goal is that we don't treat safety like a compliance checklist anymore. We start looking at it as a shared operational strength, right? The safer we're able to do work, the stronger our organizations become, right? So we use the lessons from the safety basis to empower the field techs. And then we use the feedback from the field, right, to improve our safety, regulations and directives. And together, we make complex science possible, and we make it possible in the safest way. So hopefully I didn't go over my time. With that, I'll just say thank you. If there are any questions, and I'm happy to take them.
Great. Thank you very much, Mike.
Back to you.
Thank you very much, Mike. And yes, please raise your hands or put questions. I think we have a question facility, and Esmita will be reading questions out for us. So please put your questions into the chat and Q&A tool. Maybe while we're waiting for questions to come in from the audience, Mike, I can start just by saying, first of all, thank you very much for your perspective, and in particular, the perspective of safety not being about compliance. Of course, it is. There are compliance aspects, but it being about how we operate and how we operate together. And I think that's really what our goal is in Safety Week, is to look at our work environment comprehensively and look at safety, and also look at how we can be more operationally effective in an integrated way. And with that, I really appreciated your description of the Accelerator Safety Workshop, and in particular your description of potentially inviting folks here. And I wondered, so here we have representatives of everything from large operating facilities that are serving users at high operational times, to projects that are building new types of accelerators, to experimental facilities that are conducting user science and reconfiguring rapidly. So are there particular perspectives that you'd like to bring into that workshop, or how do you see that interaction?
I definitely see a parallel in the folks that we have in our community, because as you know, all of our accelerators, they vary in age and in stage and in where they are mission development wise. And so at almost every intersection, we would find people, I think, that have parallel activities going on that involve everything from upgrade work, disposal work, project management, readiness reviews and assessments. And it's the underlying pieces as well. It's developing of the work processes. It's how do you upgrade your training and your procedures? What do you do with new personnel? How do this transfer of knowledge so that we can move away from being a expert-based, system and approach into more of a procedural-based system, so that you don't lose the ability to really support the mission in a safe manner as people move on, as people retire. And these are all common issues across really complex facilities. And I think that's where we can really come together.
No, that's wonderful. Thank you. And I think that's also, as you say, there's a nice resonance here. It's also what we're aiming to do this week by bringing people together from different laboratories and organizations. Esmita, do we have other questions?
No, there was a question about whether we're going to be sharing the presentation, and we responded saying we are recording this, and so we'll be sharing the recording.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Mike. That was a really great presentation. I really appreciated the look and the broad overview of the Accelerator Safety Workshop and the facilities in the nation. So thank you.
You're very welcome again. Thank you very much for allowing me to come and contribute and learn from what you guys are doing here this week. I'm going to make sure that we share our information for our monthly calls and our coming workshop with you to give to the distribution list for this event as well. So thank you again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Cameron, would you now go ahead and share the focus of the Safety Week at Berkeley Lab here in the ATAP division and other participating divisions.
Great. Yes, thanks, Asmita, and thank you again, Mike, for sharing with us and for being here. So this week, thanks for being here with us at the kickoff. And later today, we'll have the first of our seminars on recent laser safety incidents, things that we can all learn from. That'll be from Jamie King at Lawrence Livermore. Then we'll have other seminars and events through the week. On Wednesday, we'll have a seminar on AI safety and high stakes in scientific environments by Thorsten Hellert. Thorsten's been one of the pioneers in developing AI methods for operations of accelerators and thinking about how we validate the output of AI to ensure that what we're doing is safe. So very much looking forward to that. And then on Thursday, we'll have two seminars. From 11 to 11:30, beam loss effects in accelerator components, ways that is in which beam loss can affect the accelerator. That beam loss means when the beam is going on a path that causes it to intercept a component or otherwise be lost from the intended accelerator path. And then 11:30 to noon, project management of user experiments. And that'll be Jeffrey Dooling from Argonne and Leland Gee from SLAC. So great opportunities to share between the laboratories. And then on Friday, we have something that was added last year and which I found very beneficial and fun, which is a safety during emergencies fair. We'll have an earthquake simulator, fire extinguisher, a scavenger hunt, a go bag station, and a stop the bleed and CPR demo. This is a great chance to refresh your skills. Last year, it had been a while since I'd practiced CPR, and so it was a very good refresher for me. So please pick up your safety fair stamp cards. There will be a raffle for prizes, including a free lunch. And all the activities are around Building 71. So I hope you'll join us for that if you're at Berkeley Lab. Very good. And then Safety Week expectations. What are we doing this week? I think we've already covered most of this, but just to restate, do the housekeeping, make sure that your workplace is in its best condition. Think about any things that are not going right in your work. My experience is usually that if something isn't smooth, if you find that it's bothering you operationally, probably it's also not ideal safety-wise. You're working around something, so it's a great chance to pay attention to that. How could your workspace be better organized, more efficient, and update work practices and complete training. The seminars we've already talked about and the safety fair. And then we'll have what we call quest assessments, which are assessments by walk-around teams first from within the program, and then we'll have management walk-arounds to give an external perspective. So this is a great opportunity to get an external perspective on your workplace, and you'll see the assignments set on Google Calendar. So thanks again, everyone who has participated in organizing this. Again, I think it's a great event this year. And thank you, everyone, for your participation. Looking forward to the week. And with that, I'll hand over to Brent Henderson for our partner division in facilities and their focuses this week.
All right, thank you, Cameron. We appreciate the opportunity again to participate in your division's hosting this safety week. It's very important, and as Mita said in the entering comments, that it is definitely part of our safety culture, and we want to continue to strengthen that. And we really appreciate the topics that you've selected for this year. We do a lot of work, of course, in experimental spaces, and it's important that we review with all of our people, the hazards that they will encounter, how we control those hazards, and how we interface with science to ensure that we are communicating, we are scheduling properly, and that we are making sure that the workspace is safe for the work that they're going to be performing. And so that's always good for us to refresh on that. And the other topic being onboarding. Many studies have been done for injuries and in terms of how long the employees have worked at a specific location, and the statistics show that people are much more likely to be injured when they're new employees or new to a job. And so it's a great topic for us to revisit internally how we onboard all of our new employees, and whenever we transfer employees from one job to a new job, that we make sure that they get refreshed and trained on all of the hazards that they're going to be experiencing in their new position. And so we appreciate that. Through the week, we're going to be sharing various safety topics, safety grams, we call them, with all of our employees on various subjects related to the themes, and then some others as well. Housekeeping is always very important, that we focus on that, because a lot of injuries are caused by housekeeping problems. We've got an emphasis this year on how we organize our work order materials, and how we make sure that those are stored and staged safely, and also transported to the work site safely, because we want to avoid injury from ergonomic and material handling hazards, which is something that we've struggled with in the past. So these are very good topics for us to refresh with all of our employees, but also, share best practices and learn from the best practices from the other laboratories and the other divisions. And like Cameron said, I want to encourage everyone to participate in the um, Safety During Emergencies Fair. That is awesome. And thank you to the Safety and Emergency Services, or Security and Emergency Services Division, for putting all of that on: the earthquake simulator, fire extinguisher demo, the go bag station, the stop and bleed, the CPR demo, and all of those things. Really, people really enjoy those, but it definitely makes a difference in our awareness and our understanding of how we need to react if there is an emergency. So thank you for that, and we look forward to this week.
So thank you so much, Cameron and Brent. For our next speaker, I would like to invite Martinho Sands from the Brookhaven National Laboratory. She's from the Discovery Science Directorate, and she's going to talk about the focus of safety at BNL.
Hello, everyone. I'm Martinho Sands. Like Esmita said, I'm the ES&H manager for Discovery Technologies Directorate, which includes the Instrumentation Department, Magnet Division, and the Accelerator Facilities Division. So as we officially kick off Safety Week, I want to take a few minutes to walk through our core goals and intentions for the days ahead, especially for those who are participating for the first time. Safety Week is designed to give us a deliberate, proactive break from our usual day-to-day routines, so we can focus on the environments that we work in and the practices that we use every single day. So we have 5 main objectives this week. So the first being the seminars and events. So as we have a fantastic and diverse topic lineup of seminars scheduled, I highly encourage everyone to attend as many as your schedule allows this week. On Wednesday here at BNL, we have an in-person speaker event over at Berkner Hall, and I'll have more details on the next slide. So the second is hazard ID and updating work practices. This week is your opportunity to take a completely fresh look at your immediate work areas. We want you to actively conduct walkthroughs and identify hidden opportunities where we can step up our safety protocols and adopt better day-to-day practices. The third thing is our workspace cleanup. So housekeeping is a foundational to a safe workspace. So let's dedicate a little bit of time every day this week to cleaning out our shops, our lab spaces, and our shared common areas. So we want to get rid of clutter and organize our spaces to ensure that we physically remove hazards and visually remove hazards, and be proactive in advancing the safety culture. The fourth thing is catching up on our training. So we know how easy it is for those administrative tasks to pile up, especially with project deadlines being so tight recently. So this week, I just intentionally set some time aside to sit down and complete any of your overdue or upcoming training without the usual time pressure. And finally, it may have been said, this is a team building exercise. So beyond the compliance and the cleaning, we want this to be like a fun and proactive team building event. So just step away from your normal routines and allow yourself to work collectively to improve your space and give yourself the opportunity to connect and collaborate with our sister labs. Go ahead to the next slide. So here at Berkner, we have a talk scheduled at 11 a.m. entitled Don't Just Look, See Improving Hazard Identification with Human and Organizational Performance, often referred to as HOP. So HOP recognizes that human error is inevitable. Humans make mistakes every single day, and even our most experienced personnel can make a mistake. So instead of focusing on blaming the person, HOP challenges us to fix the system and make it more resilient to anticipate those human errors and avoid catastrophic failures. So I highly recommend you go out and see this talk. Next slide. Next, I want to take some time to recognize some truly outstanding group and individual efforts from last year in the Magnet division. So Magnet was our only participating group, and this year it's expanded to instrumentation and the Accelerator Facilities division. So first, I want to talk about the team tasked with revitalizing the Center Bay to prepare for our Helica magnet repair operations. So over many years, this bay had been severely neglected, and it was packed with legacy items, which caused the aisles to be blocked. There were some code violations and a host of hidden safety hazards that the group didn't recognize until they started cleaning up. So the group didn't just tidy up, they went above and beyond and took accountability for ensuring that the space was left in a better condition than they found it, as you can see in the photo. So the transformation is striking, and they successfully restored the bay to a safe, compliant, and highly functional workspace. Everyone that comes through is just awed by the work that was put in. I just want to thank everyone that was involved in that project. So Joe, Nick, Steve, Chris, and other Joe, great job. So moving to the individual recognition. So last year, I made a call for a safety innovation, and I wanted to highlight Chris Tomargo's efforts. So Chris custom built and designed a remote control box for our Sorensen power supplies, and this device is significantly improved safety and efficiency in testing. So essentially, the control box allowed our technicians to remotely manage and safely shut down high power equipment. So completely eliminating the need to physically approach the power source during operation. And it also enabled real-time current monitoring, and it integrated seamlessly with existing software programs. So, and best of all, it's able to be adapted to other brands of power supplies. So, fantastic work to our groups. And in closing, I just want to emphasize that safety is a shared daily responsibility, and it starts with the intentions that we set. So the more you put in, the more you get out. So, and with saying that, I just want to thank you all in advance for your active participation, your hard work, and your commitment to keeping the workplace safe here at BNL. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Martino. Appreciated hearing about the focus at BNL. For the next speaker, I would like to invite Giorgio Valev to talk about Fermilab focus for this week. Yes, Giorgio.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the multi-lab safety week from Fermilab. For Fermilab, the National Safety Month began with the Safety Pulse focused on a recent event involving the use of inappropriate installed temporary lifeline system. Fortunately, this event did not result in any injuries or other adverse consequences, but it provides and provide for us valuable learning opportunities. And I would like to focus on these learning opportunities. They are pointed there on what I will focus, but several important themes emerge from this discussion. Recognizing changed conditions, applying effective work planning and control, maintaining and questioning attitude, exercising stop work authority when needed, and staying current with the required training and keeping our work areas clean and organized. Next slide, please. I will stress on some of these discussed topic, and this is why I'm first time, let's say, on this multi-lab safety week. And for me, this last discussion, which we had very deeply at Fermilab, was somehow very important to see that all our employees are on the same page and they understand the importance of all these themes which were discussed. A questioning attitude is one of the most effective safety tool what we have. Rather than assuming everything is correct, we discussed that everyone should actively verify conditions and look for anything that does not seem right. Many incidents occur because people assume that equipment has been installed correctly, procedures has been followed, or conditions have not changed. Before starting the work, we discussed that we should ask ourselves, do the work conditions still match the plan? Are the proper tools available? Are the required controls in place? Is there anything that seems unusual and unclear? By changing assumption uh, and making decision on facts rather than expectations, I think we can identify problems before even to become incidents. Next slide, please. Stop work authority. This sounds that everybody knows that, but it was found that we still have to discuss internally that, and every employee and contractor involved in work activities at Fermilab has both authority. Everybody know that has authority, but we discuss additionally that has the responsibility to stop the work if something appears unsafe. Using stop work authority is not a sign of failure or delay. It is sign of professionalism, and that was stressed very much. If conditions change, if hazards are not fully understood, or something simply does not look right, we should take pause and address the concerns. Taking few minutes to resolve the uncertainty can prevent injuries and protect our mission. Next slide, please. Building a strong safety culture is the one of the we are building this to our daily actions and habits. Our important elements is staying current on required training and actively participating in the work planning control process. One of the example which I wanted to give are the travelers. Travelers are something which in magnet technology division we are using, and this is our prescription how to build different items. Inviting technicians, engineers who are not working on the task to review them from point of view of safety and efficiency is very important for us. And we found several cases that practically gives us incredible good advice how to not only improve the efficiency, but to work safe building magnets for the accelerator complex. Additionally, training provides the knowledge which we need, and we are trying with our division is trying to be always on the top on the safety and and to control the hazards before the work begins. Another factor, of course, which was discussed a lot today is organizing the work areas. Good housekeeping reduces hazards, improve efficiency, and makes abnormal condition easily to identify. This last point, that abnormal conditions where it's easy to identify, is very important. We somehow think that efficiency and hazards are one of the most important thing for good housekeeping. But the third one I find very, very important. And finally, safety cultures grows through the engagement, field observation, our discussion as colleagues between us, interactions. This helps everything that we learn from one another and continuously improve. I think I have one slide more. Next slide, please. Well, this is at the end. As the lighter note, I will simply the focus of the safety and operational excellence. I still wanted to point that personally, I, as a fan, am looking forward for the biggest international event taking place this year. This is the 2026 FIFA World Cup soccer competition hosted by United States, Canada, and Mexico. It starts tomorrow. And in my opinion, just a successful soccer team rely on preparation, communication, and teamwork. Safe operation safe operation depend on the same practices. And at the end, yes, thank you for your attention. And let me say, go USA team. I think we have a very good chances to get in at least on the first 3 places. I hope. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, George. I appreciate this, your presentation and your focus at Fermilab. So next, I would like to invite Elroy Chang from Argonne to let us know about the focus of Safety Week there. Elroy?
Good day, everybody. I'm a happy participant in Multi-Lab Safety Week.
Can you turn on your camera?
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Take 2. Good day, everybody. I'm a happy participant in Multi-Lab Safety Week. This first slide just shows the offerings of all the speakers that Argonne can watch and listen to and get a different perspective. We're very thankful for all the perspectives of this talk and this week. Next slide, please. Our focus at Argonne, and specifically at the Advanced Photon Source, is to use what's called a smart card. And you're going to ask, what is a smart card? It's a safety management records tool, and it's a system for people looking out for people. It's a behavioral-based observation conversation program, and the intention is to remove a trigger of a unwanted or potential incident or event. We want to send out our first line supervisors, group leaders, associate division directors to engage employees at the point of work. The smart card provides criteria to help managers determine safe behavior at the point of work. It encourages coaching and advice. We want to also use it as a mechanism for real-time feedback, a determination of whether or not the workers have sufficient resources, and it's a preventative measure. We have a QR code so that you can enter the results of an observation into a database on your phone in the field. Okay, so that is what SMART is, and that is our focus for this week. Next slide, please. Our expectations at Argonne, and specifically at the Advanced Photon Source, is clean your office. Our housekeeping is narrowed down to offices. We've had a lot of initiatives and efforts towards workplace housekeeping, but we've noticed that our offices are getting a little dirty. Once again, please perform smart card observations. Another focus is your work control documents approved and authorized for upcoming work? And please fulfill medical surveillances and perform scheduled inspection for June. That is our expectations, and I am finished. Next person or next, back to you, Asmita.
Yeah, thank you, Elroy. Appreciate the focus at Argonne for Safety Week. I would like to invite Cindy Patty to go over the SLAC focus. Thank you, Cindy, for joining.
Thank you, Asmita. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Safety Week. So at SLAC, we are focusing on cross-directorate and cross-divisional walkthroughs. So this has dual purpose. So one, it is providing fresh eyes in your space, because fresh eyes always find something that you have become blind to, right? And also for the purpose of shared learning. So we approach the same types of processes and hazards in many different places around the lab. And, those approaches can be varied, right? So this is an opportunity to learn how other folks approach those same challenges. And the goal here is to build best practices, to share best practices, and to build consistency and improvement over time across the laboratory. So we have some information here about some of the checklists we've shared and some of the focus points within those walkthroughs. Next slide, please. So in addition to our walkthroughs, like many of the others, housekeeping is never quite as good as we want it to be. So this is an excellent time to take advantage of this time to focus on that a little bit more. Especially in those walkthroughs where we may, fresh eyes may notice something we've overlooked. We also, I think, like many of you, have challenges with completing training. We have many, many SLAC trainings, and sometimes a few of them do dip behind. So we're asking our employees to focus on that. And of course, tune into these walkthroughs these seminars for the learning experience to share with the community. Next slide, please. And lastly, we are concurrently running an initiative across SLAC, and this is sponsored by SLAC Management. And this is our commitment to excellence. So the goal of the Commitment to Excellence initiative is for this week for managers to reach 100% of employees in discussions about our commitment to excellence. So this is building off an initiative sponsored in January. We had a long break in December. We came back from the winter break in January, and Start Smart was an initiative to help us approach our return to work thoughtfully and being prepared in our work, making sure we were in the right mindset. So here we are 6 months later, and we want to reemphasize we are still starting smart, right? But also, what can we build on? We've been starting smart for 6 months now. What do we know? How can we learn? How can we improve? Where have we had some deviations or errors that we can learn from? Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate learning about SLAC focus. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everybody who were part of the multi-lab safety week, the sister labs organizing committee. We have many people who gave the presentations this morning, so you know them. Amy Pavlicka did not present, but she has been an active participant, a part of the organizing committee, and also Amy Eckelson, who is a very active part of the organizing committee. In addition, each of the labs have their own local safety organizing committee. We have a long list of names. We are grateful for everybody who helped bring this together. Thank you to everybody in the organizing committees, staff from EH&S facilities, property management, and all of you for participating in this. I would also like to give special recognition to all the seminar speakers and the safety fair organizers, and again, to all of you participants. Without you, this would not be successful. And so I wanted to say thank you for taking the time to prepare for this event. And we look forward to continuing to work with you as this event continues over the years. So thank you so much. Well, I'm going to stop share screen but I'm going to invite all the speakers from this morning to join the virtual stage so we can take questions from our audiences. And I know we have gone just a few minutes over time, but if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask us right now. So Martino, Cindy Patty, please, yeah, Michael Epps, yes, thank you. Okay. So questions, any questions from the audiences?
I see we have one in chat, a sharp eye on the ladder being stored upright in one of the pictures. So a good example of attention to our workspaces. So let's carry that through the week.
Yes, that's it. That's a good one. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We had many questions on whether we are going to be sharing the slides, but just say we will be sharing the recording. Hopefully that will help answer your question.
To answer the latter question, yes, it's stored correctly.
Okay, it is. Okay. We have a recording.
It is, does have a ladder strap. Not in the photo, but currently, yes.
Yeah. That's about all I have here in the chat. So I don't know.
I think
Any final words, Cameron and Mike, please go ahead. No, so.
Mike, if you'd like to go first.
Thank you. Again, I want to express my sincere thanks to the planning committee for reaching out and giving us an opportunity to sort of share some of the things that we're really passionate about, that I believe that the members of this group are also equally passionate about. And I think we can learn and we can grow together, and I think there's mutual benefit for all. So thank you again. I look forward to seeing names and faces at our upcoming Accelerator Safety Workshop. Dates to be determined, but will be hosted by Fermilab this year. So thank you all very much again for the opportunity. And I look forward to the upcoming sessions for the things that I can learn and take back.
Yes, great. Glad to have
Thank you.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. And let me add my thanks to Asmita, to the organizing committee at the labs, and also to our LBNL local organizing committee, and of course to the corresponding committees at all the labs for bringing this together. And thank you to everyone who's with us today. I look forward to seeing you throughout the week and to pulling through this, I think, great focus week as part of our annual activities. So thank you, everyone, and look forward to seeing you this week.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.